Hi there, I'm Julie Tam, managing broker of LYN Realty in Houston, and you're watching Smarter Real Estate Weekly on Wednesdays. It's a really happy day today because I'm going to show you my mom's new home that is remodeled that I have spent almost the past year on. Normally, it wouldn't take this long because I can do remodels and coordinate them pretty quickly, something like this, maybe in a month or something. But I've been so busy with a lot of other things, and of course, she's been packing up her homes that she currently lives in to consolidate and move into this one. And so it hasn't been like a huge rush. And I wanted to take my time to make sure I did the best selections and everything for her. All right, so let's go take a look. This front door is painted. We've got a new lock, nice. It's like a dark oil rubbed bronze. And then inside, we have replaced most things, not everything. I try to really balance the cost with, getting the best bang for our buck or her buck. Here we are inside the home. So I want to point out some of the different new features we've got going on here. We have the wood-looking tile flooring that she likes because it gives that wood look, but also gives durability and ease of cleaning. It doesn't, obviously it's waterproof. And so this is a nice neutral color that looks very natural. You've got the wood knots in there, just like you would see in a tree. This front room here is like a formal living, or it could be a playroom, sitting room, piano room, whatever. She's thinking about placing her piano here. We've got four. These are actually canless, not canned lights, but they look like their usual recessed canned lights that we're used to seeing, but this is a new product. Okay, we got the baseboards in here replaced because they were really, really short. They weren't even official baseboards. They were just like a tiny little thing, almost like a shoe mold, but not even, just like a trim. And so we thought to match some of the baseboards that are already here, we wanted to install a little bit higher. Formal dining room, nice new light. I went with either the matte black or a dark oil rubbed bronze, which you pretty much cannot tell the difference from a distance until you get up close. And so this kind of uniform look, you'll notice the round theme with this type of bulb throughout. We went with warm white, 3000 Kelvin throughout the home so that it gives it a nice bright look, but a little bit on the warm setting, not cool, but not yellow. So it is a white light. Okay, and of course, when you set a chandelier like this, I am pretty petite, so my head's not going to hit, but someone a little bit taller will hit, but that's what you're supposed to do because you're going to put your dining table right here and you're not going to be standing under it. And so this is the height that it's supposed to be at. This home has really nice, elegant columns, as you can see, with the moldings on top. You've got crown molding throughout. So that is a little bit more traditional, but it is also going to be a transitional style home because of some of these more modern touches. And of course, her furniture is going to be more traditional with some that are a little bit updated and modern. And of course, all the interior door hardware, this type of lever style or lever style, however you want to say it, I made sure that these corners and edges are not sharp. There are some that are sharp and you run into them and they really hurt. These are a little bit more rounded off, okay? And then also a little bit of a softer feel behind the hand because my mom is an older person and this may be her final home. And so I want to make sure that she can age in this and be comfortable. Here's the half bath downstairs with a pedestal sink. We've replaced the toilet. Nice new toilet. This is actually a pretty expensive toilet. And it's got the dual flush option. And what we did with these tiles, let me show you. These tiles used to have these really ugly, like maroon diamonds. Actually, it's every other one. And so we've gotten them painted with a special type of process that still keeps kind of the smoothness of the tile, but is cheaper than and less invasive than actually tearing out those little diamonds and putting the replacements in. In that process, it's really easy to kind of cause cracks and cuts and jaggedy edges. And so that would just really cause a lot of problems. And so this was kind of the easier route with that. We've also replaced the faucet there with Kohler. We've got brushed nickel here and then the matching towel ring and also toilet paper ring from this set. All of the products pretty much were purchased from Home Depot. And so good pricing and also really elegant styles and collections that I have chosen. The flooring is from Floor and Decor. I want to draw your attention that we've also replaced a lot of these outlet covers to have a uniform look, the white color and the shape throughout the home, because originally there was kind of a mix and match, a mashup of like kind of the yellowish almond color and the white. So again, we took away the door here and the door over there from the formal dining into the kitchen because that was just kind of a really traditional setup of homes built in this era about 25 years ago. And so it just closes off the spaces. This keeps it nice and open and also just makes it easier to transition through your home without having to open and close doors. Here we have the kitchen, which is really nicely remodeled. The only thing I'll point out, because I'm sure you see it already, is her fridge is too big. So she's going to try to exchange that. It's supposed to be counter depth, meaning that it's supposed to come out only to the depth of the counter, not stick out like that and kind of be crowded, right? But anyway, it's a stainless steel side by side, which is what she was going for, or French doors. And all these cabinets have been painted. This is Sherwin-Williams paved stone, which is what you will see on some of the trim that I'll show you later on as well. The pulls on the cabinets are from the previous owner, so we did not touch those. It's really troublesome to try to replace those. And I mean, you can if you're gonna match up the exact, holes, but some of them are just ever so slightly crooked. And I just thought, you know what, it is not worth trying to fill the holes, drill new ones, and then, put in the handles. So you've got to just know what is going a little too far and is going to probably cause you more headache than just leaving things the way they are. Okay, this nice matte black faucet, again, with this pull down sprayer, I wanted to make sure it was the level of tension that makes it easy for her. And of course, this being a little bit more rounded and smooth, that she could just use the back of her hand to turn the faucet on like this, right? You often know if you've got like raw chicken on your hands and you can't touch the faucet handle, that would make it easier. You'll see a remnant of old, this little accent tile, right? Really traditional, the thing to do in the 80s and 90s, the 1980s and 90s. But you know what? We left it there because didn't want to repaint that one. We weren't quite thrilled with the powder room, the painting of those tiles. In person, they just look a slight bit yellowish. So I thought, you know what? It's fine. We'll just leave that there. That gives just a quick, tiny little country touch, which she's got going on in her home anyway. And so that would be fine. Some of the light switches, this was original, or not original, but updated by the previous owner. So it's actually really nice. You don't see the screw holes, and it's this rectangular shaped. But the other light switches I'll show you are different. Okay, so these are the quartz countertops that we've got in here. Really nice color and veining. It's very subtle. It's very natural because quartz is a man-made stone. So you want to look as natural as possible, like quartzite would be the natural version that's more expensive. And we chose this also because the colors really go nicely with the paved stone and also the white paint throughout the home. We've got a stainless steel new dishwasher and also the new stainless steel range that you might have seen as you went around here. And I do want to point out, we've got 4 burners plus this 5th longer one right in the middle. My mom picked her own appliances. All right, and I remodeled and picked everything else. This is the original upgraded vent hood already from the previous owner, so we left that there. This island, if you notice, the original island was smaller, okay? It was smaller this way and this way. What we did was we went ahead and kept the cabinets the same underneath, but we extended the countertop to where you've got a little bit of, overage over here. Not that you would put counter stools on this side because it's too crowded, but you could put a couple on this side. And we just wanted her to have as large of a surface as possible to work with. And it's actually a pretty nice island. Here you have the breakfast. Oh, I should point out the pendant lights over here coordinate with the dining room, that round look. I thought 2 would be really nice for the size of island. It's airy and open. Okay, it's not too heavy, but there is some weight to it with the black and the way that the structure of the light is. And same thing here, did the round look, so we have a similar color scheme throughout. And if you notice, in the kitchen we have the matte black faucet that goes with the lighting, right? And in the powder room we looked at, we had the brushed nickel. All right, we have some nice windows to look out onto her lush backyard, and she's already moved over most, if not all, of her potted plants, which is a little much, but she loves gardening, and so that's her thing. All of the blinds are the 2-inch white faux wood. They've replaced the original window coverings in this home. We've removed curtains, blinds, everything that was here. Between the breakfast and the living, we have a door to the backyard, and we also got this painted Sherwin-Williams paved stone. The walls are Sherwin-Williams snowbound, which is the same white shade that's in our own home. If you look back through all my YouTube videos, you'll see building my dream home and then living in my dream home, the whole series about all of that. Okay, let's come over here and take a look at this coat closet, just right here, giving her some extra storage. And I do want to show you the garage as well, because even though the garage is not super attractive, we did have the entire interior and even the inside of the overhead doors painted, plus the shelving unit that the previous seller installed, all painted to give her a fresh start. She's got some extra materials that were the old things taken out of this house, still stored on those shelves, and we'll have to figure out how to get rid of those. Ceiling fans, all brand new. Again, less lights, these 4 that are installed up here on the ceiling. And almost all of the ceiling fans have remote control up on the wall, as you can see right behind you there. And we continued the paved stone color on this fireplace mantle. And at first, the painter painted this trim, the paved stone color too, and it just felt too heavy for me, like this thin trim of this kind of slightly darker color compared to the white. And so I said, no, let's go ahead and just return it to that snowbound color. And then this is the original tile around the fireplace. And they installed this kind of plexiglass over the fireplace here. All right, let's take a look at this room addition that the sellers had installed after they bought this home. This is the downstairs bedroom suite, again with the 4 canless lights on the ceilings. This ceiling fan does not have a light kit, but it is nice and modern, and I have picked these ceiling fans sized correctly to the size of the room. This is a glass door here, which we replaced the blinds on. This is a smaller blind, just like on the back door, because this is on a door. Didn't want it to be super heavy like these thicker blinds here. So we have dimmer switches on the wall, the thermostat right there for the AC. And if you turn around and look at this wall behind me, where this is where the head of the bed would naturally go and be this way. This 3-light sconce on the wall is actually from us. We had this as a builder surplus item from when I was selling brand new homes for a builder in a previous neighborhood where he built. And I just thought, you know what, this oil rubbed bronze, even though the, what do you call these? I'm blanking out, the little globes or whatever on the shades, I don't know, whatever, around the lights are a little bit more of kind of that antique, like a Mediterranean look. It does work again with this home because of the overall style. So you don't have to have exact matchy colors and collections going on throughout the home. This one works because the color of the ceiling fan is also this dark matte black kind of bronze color. All right, so this is the downstairs full bath. The original tile, which is really beautiful, actually, it looks like marble. We kept it there. We went with the paved stone on the cabinet. Again, we didn't want to have too many colors in this home because it would just cost more. You have to spend at a level that matches the price of the home. Separate shower here enclosed, toilet. We replaced the toilet seat, which comes with the lid because the other one was just getting kind of nasty and grimy. You've got a sliding mirrored door here to the closet. And all of her flooring throughout the home is this wood tile downstairs, okay? So there's no carpet in the home. All right, let's come out and check out the second floor. And I do want to say that when I made these selections, I made sure to choose things that look more expensive, but are not necessarily expensive. I'm really good at doing that. All right, take a look at this chandelier up here. I picked one that, again, this one is not the round shape, but it still continues that look, the overall look and color of the other lights. And because this is in a totally different area, it works. All right, now let's head upstairs. Here we find ourselves in the game room where we also have a new ceiling fan and a remote on the wall. And this is just a nice open area where our sons get to come over and stay with grandma and play a bit. All right, 2 bedrooms here. The secondary bedrooms are on this side of the home. And this front bedroom here, the seller left their desk. And it's a pretty nice, large desk with a lot of different elements that we thought would be good. My mom liked it. So we said, hey, let's just let it stay. Love this light up here. It almost looks like a skylight if you look at it from underneath. It's got a nice black, round shape to it. Again, going with that same theme. And then the light is nice and big, just filling up that space. But the way that it looks and just kind of the color, temperature, and the quality there, it really looks nice. This has a closet in this bedroom. And then there's a full bath in the hallway being shared by these 2 bedrooms. This is again, the tile was here already by the previous owners. Looks like marble, really nice. We kept it. Same paved stone color we painted the cabinets with. And this quartz countertop is different from downstairs. We have this in our upstairs bathrooms in our own home, which is a luxury home. So I thought it would look nice here. And it's actually a pretty affordable countertop. single hole faucet with a handle that's easy to move up and down. And we got the mirror framed and painted in the same snowbound white, going with the style like our home. And then this light fixture, you'll see this in another room or another bathroom. It's the three lights. And you know what? I think I might have forgotten to point out the light fixture in the downstairs bathroom too. So you might want to scroll back and take a look at that if you didn't notice. Oh, and I'll sneak over here. Towel rod, brushed nickel to match. And actually, it's the same collection as the towel ring and the toilet paper holder, just really elegant. I want you to actually come and see this because it's very pretty. This is a Delta line, and I picked one that goes like this. I love this kind because it's easy to install the toilet paper roll without the spring where it comes flying out and all the parts fall all over the floor and makes it really complicated. This wall we had tiled all the way up to the height of the top of the backsplash of the counter, and then this nice Schluter or edge protector that matches this porcelain tile that I selected, which is kind of a medium to dark gray. The shower head there looks really nice, big, square, and then of course this faucet, and this has a cool shower diverter that you put up and down. It's very modern. And the edge protector continues around the product niche there, and of course on this side, and we had it tiled from the tub all the way up to the ceiling, which is a really good look because it makes your eyes get drawn up to the top and the ceilings look higher. That shower rod, matte black, was donated by us because we realized it wasn't the right fit for our bathroom in our house. It wasn't working for us, the size-wise, so we had to replace ours. Back bedroom, same light, and there's a closet as well. All right, if you can see over here, we've got a canvas light up at the top that adds some brightness. Originally, I had thought about putting a light, like one of those semi-flush mounts, because that was what was already here. But then we realized once we got into the home, sometimes when you imagine things as you're sitting in front of your computer surfing the web, you don't realize it. But then I thought, you know what, it's going to be too busy. There's going to be too much going on because you've already got this foyer chandelier. And then now to have another hanging fixture, let's just make it completely, canvas or canned looking. All right, this is a really nice view right here. I like it because it makes you feel a little bit more connected to downstairs. You can kind of look down, see that front living room, and you really standing here are fully connected all the way around 360 to the upstairs. Laundry room here, we didn't do anything here but just paint. So the whole home was painted. I will say that some of these air vents and exhaust fan covers, because they were yellowing, the plastic ones especially, we had them replaced with white metal or repainted. Her primary owner suites, it is a very large bedroom. Replace that ceiling fan with something modern with the light kit. And then she's got her blinds up here. This actually has a really nice molding on top and a vaulted ceiling. And so really feels nice and bright and open. And then her bathroom, very nicely done as well. Paved stone painted cabinets. This is the same quartz countertop we saw in the other bathroom across the hall. Same faucet, and of course the same collection of the brushed nickel fixtures. And then as you can see, this is the version of the same light fixture we saw in the hall bath up here, but this is the 4-light version because this is a wider bathroom vanity, so we needed that. And then we have here the jacuzzi tub, and we didn't do anything here with the tile there on the decking and also on the floor. Again, just extra cost, and there's all the tile in the shower. And if you were to replace everything and make it all very modern, that would just be a lot more, like thousands. So I thought, you know what? This is okay. It actually does work. Okay, we're not going to win design awards for this, but it is my mom, and this is her own private bathroom. It's not showcased to the world, so it's okay. Well, it's showcased to the world right now in this video, but not when her friends come over. We have a water closet here, and then she's got 2 more closets, one on this side for linen storage, and yet another one for more linen storage and more space at the bottom to where she can place some things. All right, and we will finish off in her walk-in closet. This one went through a bit of remodeling and some creativity and thought on my part. So this is the existing closet with the sliding glass door, or not glass, mirrored. Well, I guess it's a type of glass, and the rod in there. She's got a couple of storage cabinets up there, which are pretty much unreachable, so she'll have to put things there she doesn't need very much. She's got a window in here, which brings in nice natural light, and then this mirror here for her to check herself. But this is the part we really had to work on. There were no closet rods on this side, okay? which means there's really not a lot of space to hang clothes. And so I worked with the contractor to have these shelves installed so she has some storage above. This shelving system was already here. I know the color doesn't match or whatever, but again, one of those cost things where I thought, it's in her closet, no one's gonna see it. Who really cares? It's not that egregious. It's not purple, you know? And so we got these rods installed and stained to match as closely as possible to the wood floors that were, again, already here. These are actually a laminate. They do look natural like wood, so it's pretty good looking. We did not replace any of the flooring upstairs. And then 2 extra rods over here that I got installed with the shelf up top, so that way she has even more storage. So now this is a really nice closet with a lot of space. I hope you liked this video and you learned a thing or two if you're trying to remodel a home, whether it's for someone elderly or for anyone at all, because we're all aging, and so we want to think about things that feel good and that are easy to use. Please like and subscribe. Would appreciate you continuing to watch weekly on Wednesdays, Smarter Real Estate, and I'm hoping you have a great week. YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook is where I post links to these videos. Thank you so much. See you later.